The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Call from mom. Answer it. Call silenced.
Instacart knows nothing gets between you and the game. That's why they make ordering from your couch easy. Stock up today and get all your groceries for the week delivered in as fast as 30 minutes without missing a minute of the game.
You have 47 new voicemails.
Download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Core Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Welcome to the Weedsman Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. Welcome back, y'all.
Yeah.
We're back. It's a rainy, late winter day here in Michigan.
And it's the middle of March. Think about it is March 14th. What was happening 4 years ago today? Shit was going crazy.
Oh,
the world was like shutting down. I think like a day. We were like a day or two from everybody going, from the society going, pulling the ripcord. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody have a seat. Literally.
Yeah. I think that's like, I think you can only do that once a generation, right? Like, I don't know. Like,
did they do? Did our parents do anything like that?
I don't know that they had to, but they had. I don't know.
I mean, you can't say they had World War II because our parents were like the result of World War II.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that every generation has one. I'm just saying that.
Oh, where were you? Oh,
no. You can't. Like if they tried to say, "Hey, COVID, everything's all back, and it's all as dangerous as it was 4 years ago, and we're implementing all the same plans."
Oh yeah, no, you can't. Yeah,
we wouldn't go along with it.
Oh yeah, no, we
wouldn't.
Good luck trying that again.
Yeah.
Well, because we know stuff now. That was all when we didn't know anything. We were all scared.
Right. But I'm even let's say they said, all this new stuff, like the COVID's evolved, like we've got to get a step ahead of it. I don't think there's anything that they could say that would make us go back to that.
Well, because you can't unsay some of the things you said already. Like.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about misinformation though.
Mm-hmm. No,
I'm talking about, asking people to like shelter in place and shit like that. Like they're just not. I mean, some people will, but on the mass
what you're
numbers,
getting at is if something of that scale happens again, reaction that ain't happening again.
It ain't. No, I think that fear response because everyone had it to a different level.
Absolutely.
Like okay, you could like count on one hand the number of people who were like right from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
There's very few people out there that can make a claim that like, no, I knew this is all this or that, and that it was all going to be, the size of a chihuahua's head when it landed on the earth.
You're right. Yeah.
But nobody knew shit. It doesn't matter who knew shit though. It's just that idea that like, we're all gonna shelter in place, and nobody's going to do that again.
Well, yeah,
it doesn't matter what the threat would be.
Well, yeah, because now you've sown the seeds of like, yeah, remember that bullshit you said last time? Yeah, fuck off. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a product of like you're just inured to the fear at this point, right? You've experienced. You're now a veteran in this experience. Like we've been through this before. You know, it's like the people who have survived multiple hurricanes who are like, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, but this could be the one that kills you, or wipes out your entire existence, your entire family, just because you've seen, and experienced these things before. Oh shit! Sorry, this Matter app changed its layout. Now I keep deleting things unintentionally. So Biden's in town, huh?
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I guess he's visiting Michigan today.
Oh, it's the same reaction I had last time Trump. Hey, Trump's here. Like, oh, he is?
Yeah.
Cool. Puppet A is in town. Puppet B was in town a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they had the State of the Union. I didn't watch any of it, but it was on when I was at the gym, and everyone was talking about how great he looked and sounded and everything. But I'm like, well, if you watched it with the sound off, all you saw was the Crypt Keeper.
Oh, I'm just tired of everyone treating us like we're stupid. Like saying shit to our face that
no, we can do this.
No, that's wrong. No, no, you did the opposite of what you said you did. They just lie to our face now, or just act like they didn't act like they didn't do one thing and say another, or vice versa.
Well, I don't follow. What's the lie?
I remember I was watching. I'd have to scroll through it here. Just a lot of the comments he was making, I was like, wait, no, that's not how that went. That's not how that happened. Just when I was watching it at the, on the treadmill, watching the clips on the news and they're playing and he said something. I'm like, no, just having that kind of reaction.
Right.
Okay. I'll take the one that we keep seeing and take the labels off of it. I don't want to play partisan on this one, but you cannot give praise or derision for the presidents for economic outliers during COVID.
Yeah.
You can't hang the bottom dropping out on Trump because society stopped. And you can't act like Biden can't act like, I'm the greatest job creator ever. No, you were president when society started up again after we brought everything to a halt.
Yeah, this is like taking credit for gravity just because nobody knows how it actually works.
Yeah, there was anyone who's ever taken an inventory, who's ever had a job where you've taken an inventory, it's called a bounce back. You have some wildly off number one week and then some wildly off number next week. Obviously there was an error somewhere and it corrected.
Yeah.
That's what bothers, taking credit. No, you were dude, stop acting like we're dumb. That's what I'm saying. There were all these jobs that weren't there when you took over. Mm-hmm. They came back while you were there and you're acting like, well, I'm the best job. I've created the most jobs of any president.
Yeah.
It was like when Clinton took credit for the economy, for the internet economy. No, whoever was president when that shit popped was going to get credit for that. You just happened to be the guy in the chair at that time.
Yeah. The economy is seeded. Literally, you plant seeds and they grow over time. It's not this policy thing of we passed this bill and now everybody's richer and,
Yeah.
And, more goods are being produced and blah, blah, blah. It's this highlighter method of you just take a bunch of shit that happens anyways in a normal course of a country and you go through and you highlight all the good things that happened and you take credit for those.
Yeah. And then it bugs me too that he ran on Unity 4 years ago and now he's just out there just fucking being divisive as hell.
Well, I mean, he did run on Unity, yes, and his calls for unity were greeted with "fuck you." So
remember his
you expect him to come back still with no, let's be friends.
We were all locked in the house. He was like, I want to be the guy that brings everyone together. Let's put the last 4 years behind us. And then all he's talked about was the previous 4 years during his 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We're getting a show about weed. Oh, just the hypocrisy in politicians, just all of them. It's just being treated like we're stupid is just getting old.
Yeah. Oh, you're just getting smarter. That's all. Like you're getting wiser. You're realizing like there's these patterns that are repeating.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we are pattern recognizers. Speaking of getting old, we lost Richard Lewis recently.
Yes.
Who is on this the most recent season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Leaving him in?
Well, yeah. I mean, why would you take him out?
I don't know. Because 2024. What, somebody hasn't gone, what about his family? No one's played that card yet?
What do you mean? What about his family as far as taking him off the show?
Yeah.
I don't know
like
how
editing is.
What do you mean? How would that even work? You're like, we can't show his work now because he just died? Like he already filmed it. It's not anything to be ashamed of, right?
No, I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just saying I don't think that argument is that far-fetched
I don't
anymore.
know. That's a straw man argument. You
should be respecting his family and editing him out of the remaining episodes.
Have you watched any of the most recent season?
I've not. Do not have the Max.
He got, at some point, from between this and the last time he was on this show, he got a pretty major facelift. And
really? It's terrible because he still looks like he was dead. Last pictures I saw him of, or maybe I haven't seen him since his facelift.
I don't know. Like
I realize the irony of what I just said, but no, I mean, the last few times I've seen him, he looks like the zombie of Richard Lewis. The last few times I've seen him.
Yeah. Although he's still funny. But yeah, I don't know. He was, I think he was just really hard on his body.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he was prematurely old.
It looks like he drank and drugged.
Well, yeah, he definitely did all that. I don't know, but he was like the archetype of like the 80s comedian, right?
With the long hair.
Well, like the look, yeah,
and the blazer.
The blazer with the, a different colored shirt under it and the sleeves rolled up. And the kind of shaggy mullet. But
he's Woody Allen's neurotic Jew in the 80s.
He had the look, but he also, he was, he was the self-depreciating comic. He was the neurotic comic.
He was the Woody Allen archetype.
He was the one that
into the 80s.
Yeah, he was the one that was actually getting on stage and talking about, going to therapy and being a neurotic mess, and
as like Ben Stiller did in the 90s, right? Now or even Seinfeld. This is the neurotic Jew now. That's Seinfeld, really the early 90s.
Yeah, I think Seinfeld pulled elements from that, definitely.
Well, yeah, because he got Larry behind him.
But Seinfeld was doing a very different thing. That's like, Weezer pulled elements from the Beatles, but they're also pulling elements from a lot of other places, and ultimately they're not the Beatles, right? They're not. They're both rock bands, but they're kind of doing very different things at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Richard Lewis's comedy felt personal. You felt like this was somebody who was actually going on stage and reading their diary. And I don't think that Seinfeld has ever had that quality.
No.
He'll use a punchline to give you a peek behind the curtain as to what kind of neuroses might be going on in there, but that's just to humanize him so that he doesn't seem like such a fucking comedy machine, because his stuff is so fucking precise, that if you don't add those human elements in, then you're just, Jackie the joke man Martling,
right?
Just rapid firing. So yeah, but it's weird watching him on the new episode. Not because he's dead, it's like every time I would see a new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, I'd be like, oh, so Richard Lewis is not dead yet.
Wow.
If you watch any of them on this most recent season, he's like, his eyes are popping out of his fucking skull. Like they just look. If you've ever seen the movie Brazil, when they take the lady and they put the saran wrap on her face and they just stretch everything back, That's what he looked like.
Jeez. A little too tight with the facelift.
Oh, like, I don't know if it's just that like facelifts don't age or if there's a certain cutoff point where you should, because like old skin has to like it loses its elasticity, right? It shouldn't look taut. He was noted for wearing all black attire. Yeah, I guess that's true. He didn't wear any colored shirts. Wearing all black attire and pacing and gesticulating wildly during his stand-up act.
From what? The Coke?
Yeah.
He had a show with Jamie Lee Curtis. I remember that.
What was that? Yeah, he had some TV shows, didn't he?
It's called Anything But Love.
Anything But... I do not remember that one.
I never watched it. I remember seeing previews for it all the time, though.
See, he made his acting debut on Diary of a Young Comic. Well, that was in 1979?
I was going to say, if it was in the 70s, if they're calling them young.
Yeah. Tonight Show, Late Show with David Letterman, Howard Stern. Yeah. Anything But Love. What station was that on? Was
ABC.
It was like a primetime show?
Mm-hmm.
And so they were was it like a will they, won't they type of thing?
Like I said, I never watched it. I just saw commercials for it all the time.
That's fair. You did say that. I'm now going to grill you with questions. I'll start on the short-lived sitcoms Daddy Dearest with Don Rickles in 1993.
I remember none of that.
And Hiller and Diller with Kevin Nealon in 1998. I think if you're going to try and do a buddy thing, you're going to put Kevin Nealon and Richard Lewis together.
I mean, that's a show they came up with the title before they
Hiller and
came
Diller
up with the show, right?
I guess.
Hiller and Diller. All right, Hiller. What are Hiller and Diller going to do?
He appeared in the 1995 film Leaving Las Vegas. I don't remember him being in that movie. You know that one?
Isn't that the one where
Nicolas Cage drinks himself to death?
Well, I'm thinking that movie.
And fucks Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, like
Elizabeth Shue.
Pays her to be his hooker till he dies. Maybe they went and saw a comedian and he was the comedian. I'm trying to think where he would even be in that movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He must have. They probably went to a show or something and he was on stage.
Or just like they passed him on the street or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, he's also he's attributed as coining the phrase "from hell." So I'm sure Bald Bryan appreciates that one. Does he? Didn't he like say there should be a moratorium on that phrase? Stop saying everything from hell.
Like you have the beverage from hell over there.
Yeah, but that one doesn't really make sense. Like, what would be from hell? The girlfriend from hell, maybe, or
the boss from hell,
the date from hell. This Wikipedia article gives an example as in the night from hell. You wouldn't say the night from hell. Oh, it was the night from hell.
Oh no,
the night came from hell.
You've never worked in food service.
It was you would say as a hellish night or a night of hell. But you would like to say from hell means like it's a
no. I've said how's your I've been at how's your work, how's your day today? It's a day from hell.
Okay,
that's been a response from me. The day where everything's went wrong.
Yeah, he was suffering from Parkinson's for the last 2 years.
The kind of day where you wake up and let out a test fart and a turd comes out, just right away. Like, oh, here we go.
Was Pete Holmes' joke? It's the simplest one-line joke. I can't remember exactly. It's like it doesn't work unless you phrase it just right. But something about, so you ever have to poop so bad that you do it before you pee? Basically.
Yes, the other day.
Yeah, and it's one of those jokes where like everybody immediately gets it and immediately goes, yes, absolutely. I know the feeling you're talking about.
Like it's a race to see what's going to hit the water first, the turd or your urine.
Yeah. I went to a concert last night. Went and saw some real live music.
Ooh, what'd you see?
I saw Letitia Seder, who is the lead singer and main thrust behind the band Stereolab.
Oh.
She was doing a solo tour. So it was just her. She played guitar mostly, did a little bit of synthesizer and loop work. She had some kind of, her sampler like had whole backing tracks for a couple songs, and she'd just play guitar over it. But most of the stuff was like her like looping guitar and voice on a looper pedal and layering stuff and kind of playing with some effects and stuff like that.
I like
it was lovely.
Shows like that. You ever see a band? Maybe we've talked about this. Maybe we haven't. You ever seen a band or heard of a band called Drums and Tuba?
Drums and Tuba? No, I haven't.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah,
and that's what they did. And they had a guitar player, and it was fucking cool. And this was in like 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like the tuba player obviously was the bassist, and he'd loop, he'd get out the tuba, he'd play a bass line and he'd loop it, and then, he'd get out other brass instruments and play them over like,
yeah.
And there was a synth player
cool.
and a guitar player who looked like fucking, Tom York if he didn't shave.
Okay.
But he did crazy shit, like he'd put like a butter knife between his... Right. He'd put like a butter knife between his bridge and his pickup, and then he'd flick it, and he'd have a delay pedal on, and he'd make kinds of crazy shit.
Oh,
and the drummer had chops, and I guess he had to be in a band like this.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. And they did shit like what she was doing. They just build
loops and layers live.
And then all of a sudden you realize there's like these 3 or 4 dudes on stage, and they sound like a big giant house band.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, she was. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I thought she was going to be like, have maybe some, a drum machine and a synthesizer and play some moody stuff. And yeah, she like some were just her and electric guitar singing, all the way up to, like I said, like full band stuff. Not like simple grooves, like, because if you've heard Stereolab, like some of their stuff, while it seems simple and repetitive, has like, odd time signatures and stuff like that, and jazzier chords. It sounds more akin to like a Steely Dan song than like a Velvet Underground song, like people would compare their earlier stuff to. And she was playing some stuff like that. Actually, one of the songs, it's funny, she kind of created this moment where I'm sure I wasn't the only one feeling the awkwardness of it. She played like 3 or 4 songs, and she says, something about she wants to talk about something serious. This next song is about, basically, it was a song about domestic abuse, right? And she's got this little preamble about, there's still men in the world who think that women are their property and they can do what they wish with them and abuse them, even to the point where sometimes women die. That's what she said. And then she goes and plays this song.
Here's what's my new album. Yeah.
Right. And then she plays this song that is like the most rocking song of the whole fucking night. It's got like, horns on it and guitars and all kinds of stuff. It's got a driving bass line to it. And like, I'm getting into it, but I'm like, what should be my body language during this? Like, I should be solemnly understanding that this is...
Am I allowed to rock right here?
Right.
What do I do?
Yeah. Like, woo!
Yeah, kinda.
Domestic abuse.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah! I love domestic abuse!
Hit her! Yeah, and it wasn't like it was a small, not really raucous crowd anyways. It was at Third Man Records, which is the record store and venue owned by Jack White. I guess there's 2 of them. There's one in Nashville as well.
Isn't that where he lives now?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, the one in Detroit's in the Cass Corridor, which, my God.
Which another? Midtown! That's what you call it now. Midtown!
What? How?
No, fuck you. It's the Cass Corridor.
How different that whole place. Like,
I told my nephew, I said, dude, you can walk from the Fox Theater down to the Majestic now. You'll be fine. You can stop and get coffee.
Yeah.
That was a dare to us.
Yeah.
That was a dare. Hey, you want to walk down from the Fox to Majestic? No, I'll drive.
Yeah.
Because there was a 99% chance you're going to get mugged.
I was walking around the neighborhood a little bit because I used to live at a couple different places, like, within a spitting distance of that venue. And it's funny because I'm like, at the time, 30 years ago, I came down here in this area to find an apartment because it was the only place I could afford. And now I'm looking at the places and I'm like, I don't know if I could afford these places now.
Right. Put it this way. It was such a surety you would probably get mugged that if you didn't get mugged, you'd be like, hey, I don't look like I got shit?
Everybody I know.
Yeah.
I've gotten mugged. I
don't look like I have anything? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I got shit. Come on. Here, someone come take my wallet.
It's a cool venue, though. And only, but I think it was less than $18 for the ticket, which was fantastic. I don't know.
Which, don't the amount of businesses down there now just blow your mind? Like, all that shit was just garbage. I mean, it was boarded up, bombed out, whatever you want to, a combination of both.
Yeah. Yeah, but $18 ticket for a show. I mean, I haven't, again, in 30 years, I haven't seen that price.
24? That's like free.
Yeah.
That's almost free admission.
I know. I saw the price. I'm like, how can I not go to this show? I think the price of tickets is starting to come back down to a reasonable level. I know there's a lot of acts that are on tour right now. There's a lot of like 30th and 25th anniversary tourings of certain things. Like
Weezer's in high school.
Yeah, Weezer's doing the 30th anniversary of the Blue album, and they're touring that.
Oh, dude, so much stuff turns 30 this year. 94.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a great year though.
94 was a huge year for there's so many music releases that came out in 94
for things
people are still listening to.
Oh, and for me, just so many things that were in my sweet spot for my age, for what I was learning on guitar, for just where I was in my musical taste. Like, so many of my favorite albums came out like Jar of Flies. I can tell you right now, Jar of Flies, Super Unknown. What I think there's like a third one. There's a list. Albums.
Dude, I mean, even outside of the grunge, like Alanis Morissette's big album, I almost said her, which I hate, but that's people still play that shit on the radio.
Yeah, here let's go. Ill Communication.
Yeah.
Super Unknown. Jeff Buckley. Grace.
Yeah.
Definitely Maybe Oasis. The Downward Spiral came out in 94.
Yeah,
Blur, Park Life. Music Snobs. That one came out in 94. Beck, Mellow Gold. Hole, Live Through This. Nirvana, MTV Unplugged. Which also, 1994. That's the year. That's the year Cobain took himself out. That's my freshman year.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't 94. I was still in high school.
Yeah, no, that's
right.
Like
92.
93. No, it's 93.
I graduated in 93. I think it was 92.
No. Because I graduated 8th grade. He killed himself in my freshman year of high school. So I was 93, 94, and it was spring. It was 94. It had to be. Because, Unplugged came.
I was still in high school.
No.
Maybe I was it right after?
Because I think I'm reading that this year's 30 years since he killed himself. And there's going to, and it's April 5th, 1994.
Yeah.
So that Tori Amos, Son of a Pig, Pearl Jam, Vitology, Green Day, Dookie. That's
the last year of rock, right? Like rock would never be big again. Not as big as it was in 94, not bigger than anything prior. Like
a divisive REM album, Monster.
Yeah. It's got a couple of good, but that's when they really started, like sound wise, they really started to go off the rails.
No, but this is because we're still in rock. There's more Cranberries, No Need to Argue, Portishead, Dummy, Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies, Nas, Illmatic, Manic Street Preachers, The Holy Bible, Biggie, Ready to Die.
Yeah.
Prodigy, Music for the Jilted Generation, Stone Temple Pilots, Purple, Offspring, Smash, Outkast, Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music, Scarface, The Diary. Here you go, Gen Xers. Here you go, Music Snobs. Favorite. What is it? Crooked Rain.
Crooked Rain. Yeah. That's a classic
Aphex
album.
Twin, Selected Ambient Works.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy Sexy Cool, TLC, Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, Diary, Sunny Day Real Estate, Pink Floyd, The Division Bell. Last album, they were really relevant.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking's Top 40 debut. Protection, Massive Attack, Madonna, Bedtime Stories. Welcome to Sky Valley, Caius, Weezer, the
that was
Blue
the last
album.
thing that Madonna did that had anything worth listening to it on, and only because she outsourced a lot of her writing to some artists like Bjork.
Think what you want about them, but they influenced their genre. Korn's first album.
Yeah.
Black Francis, Teenager of the Year came out. Bad Religion, Stranger Than Fiction. Yeah, American Thighs, Veruca Salt. Toadies, Rubberneck. Chocolate and Cheese, Ween. So many albums came out in 1994 that had an effect on me.
Yeah, that was a big year.
Like, what was in the water in 93? Grunge? Was that it? We were all drinking the water from Seattle?
But like what was on the list there? It wasn't just it was a year that classic album. It was a big year for rock because that was still what was dominating at the time. But, the writing was on the wall. Rap, R&B, that's taken over.
Kurt Cobain killed rock when he killed himself.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened.
Like that, it certainly wasn't the first albums from Outkast or Nas, but those are the albums that put them on the map internationally.
You knew who Outkast was after Southern Playlistic.
Yeah.
Cadillac, funky music. Yeah, hold on. I do not understand why this album does not get its due. Well, here, this is the one everyone knows. It was a Guitar Hero.
I was going to say, but I don't recognize that. Was that Rancid?
No.
Yeah, no.
There's still like a year to Rancid, I believe, when this comes out.
I know this song.
Yeah. We all do. We play Guitar Hero. This is Dance Mix.
Oh, is this Bush?
It was Bad Religion.
Oh. Okay.
Like, they had, for a punk band, they had great harmonies. And I've seen them live. Like, they're awesome live. I don't know why they didn't catch on.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got into the band.
Were they too punk to be mainstream?
I think so, yeah.
Like, this is a punk band doing this.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I got nothing against them. It's one of those bands where, I get it. I get why people are into them, but, just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah. They got better songs, in my opinion, but that's the one everybody knows.
But also, I mean, how many artists that released an album in 94 topped that album? 94 was a...
Let's go. Let's look at that list again.
Soundgarden. Did they ever do anything better than Super Unknown?
Nope. Did the Beastie Boys ever Top Hill Communication?
And as much as I love Bad Motorfinger, I think you could make an argument for Super Unknown being the peak of what they created.
Absolutely. I'll say Super Unknown all day. That's a Just Push Play album, in my opinion.
Yeah. Jeff Buckley's Grace. Did he ever do anything to top that? 9 Inch Nails, A Downward Spiral. I don't know. Maybe it's...
To me, that's the peak of 9 Inch Nails.
To me, too. That's where the sound really came together in a way that was, surpassed its industrial roots, even. Pretty Hate Machine was it sounded original, but it was really just lifting from a lot of TVT bands coming out of Chicago and weird industrial bands coming out.
I have a legitimate answer to your question. Oasis, they did. They topped definitely, maybe.
You think?
Yeah, Morning Glory. The one after it that had all the hits on it. That had Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova and Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The one after it's pretty much their greatest hits album.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, no, Kurt Cobain didn't. Well, no, but to me, the last recording of him being "Where Did You Sleep Last Night?" that shit gave you. When you saw it, even now when you listen to it, it still gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's That's our last documented performance of this man, and it was quite. And what I think maybe Corolla was, or was it you or someone was talking? Bobcat Goldthwait was backstage, and
it doesn't sound familiar.
Hanging out, and he was hanging out with him that night, and he was backstage, and they went back after that, and Kurt Cobain was like, "Yeah, I want to go out and do one more." He's like, "No, you're not topping that. Stay back here."
Yeah, know when to stop.
Yeah. Let's see, Hole. No, I don't think they lived through this. And you could argue Pearl Jam's peak was 2 years earlier. Beck did better than Mellow Gold. His next one, Odelay.
He did better. Did he
And
yeah, I guess it was probably bigger than Loser. Yeah.
Oh no, for sure. It had Where It's At. Wasn't there like two or three singles on Odelay?
Yeah, Devil's Haircut, wasn't that on Odelay?
Mm-hmm. New Pollution.
Yeah, the New Pollution. That's what it was.
And two, well, not commercially successful, but underrated Beck album nobody listens to, Midnight Vultures.
Oh, Midnight
Every
Vultures
song on that album
great.
is so good.
Fuck yeah.
Duke, yeah, I'd say Green Day did better. I think American Idiot's their peak. Tori Amos,
never did. I'll tell you, should never. Nothing.
I know some people who go to the mat for Choir Girl, or I knew some people who'd go to the mat for Choir Girl.
You're insane.
Yeah. Alice in Chains.
I think maybe
Nas,
so Vitalogy, that's Pearl Jam's album in '94. They still had a little life in them. I remember liking like 5 Against 1.
But that was the one before. No, that wasn't that. That was the album before.
That was before it. So maybe Vitalogy is the last one where I actually liked songs from it.
Yeah, but Vitalogy, I was very spotty with Vitalogy. I did not.
Yeah, no, it's not a banger. It's not a push play.
Alice in Chains, You Can Jar of Flies is their greatest work.
Yep.
Biggie put out his double album after Ready to Die.
Yeah.
So he did.
All right, so a lot of them did.
No, like a handful. Outkast, yeah, they did. Stone Temple Pilots.
Portishead.
Stone Temple Pilots didn't.
Yeah. Portishead did not.
Offspring, you could argue, smashes their peak.
Pantera did not.
Correct. I agree with that. Ooh, here we go. Weezer?
Oh, Diggable Planet's Blowout comes in '94. That's another one where I think they gave up trying to top. They're like, we're never going to do anything that sounds as smooth as this.
How about this one though? The Blue Album, Weezer.
The Blue Album. That's an interesting one. Because that band seems to have both evolved and then regressed.
If I got to pick a Weezer album, I'm picking the blue one.
Yeah. Honestly, the Green album is really good and might have some of my favorite stuff on them. And even there's a bunch of outtakes from the Green album.
See, if I got to pick
but that's where he gets closest to almost like a Beach Boys, really sugary, sweet.
But if I pick
sound.
if I got to pick a runner up to the Blue album, I pick the one after the Green album. I pick Make Believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know that one. Really
that's the one that's got the video they did with the Muppets.
Oh, okay.
It's got
and certainly
it's got Beverly Hills. It's got We Are All on Drugs.
At the time, everyone thought Pinkerton was a sophomore slump album, but now are realizing, oh my God, it's actually better than the Blue album.
Yeah, that was just him being weird. But yeah, no. Out of all of these, only I'd say a half a dozen of them put out greater works. It was the zenith for a lot of these bands.
Call my statement more true than false.
Yeah.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. ChumbaCasino.com, I looked over the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void were prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
You've worked hard for what you have. Your money, your assets, your 401k, and home. Isn't it all worth protecting? Nearly 1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity theft. LifeLock Ultimate Plus helps protect your finances with up to $3 million in reimbursement. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you might miss. And if your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Let LifeLock help protect what you've worked so hard for. Save 25% off your first year on LifeLock Ultimate Plus at LifeLock.com/aware. Terms apply.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
If you've struggled for years to lose weight and have given up hope, did you know you can now access GLP-1 prescription medications at TryLifeMD.com? We're now offering eligible patients online access to GLP-1s, the breakthrough prescription medication that can help you lose body fat and weight. Listen to what people are saying.
It's fun to put on jeans that you couldn't get into 6 months ago.
Every morning, I look forward to getting on the scale. For anybody who's struggling with their weight, it's a godsend.
And here's the best part. Your insurance may cover 100% of the cost of your medication. So go to TryLifeMD.com to have your eligibility checked right now. Get started today at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
Who doesn't love a bonus? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal.
With Third Federal's new 6-month bonus CD, you get an incredible 6% APY bonus rate for the first month, and then a super high rate of 4.5% APY for the remaining 5 months. Think about it, a 6% APY bonus rate for the first month of your CD, and it's FDIC insured. Plus, you get Third Federal's great customer service. So lock in your 6% APY bonus today. It won't be around for long.
Who doesn't love a bonus? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal.
With Third Federal's new 6-month bonus CD, you get an incredible 6% APY bonus rate for the first month, and then a super high rate of 4.5% APY for the remaining 5 months. Think about it, a 6% APY bonus rate for the first month of your CD, and it's FDIC insured. Plus, you get Third Federal's great customer service. So lock in your 6% APY bonus today. It won't be around for long.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The Weedsman Podcast.
Did you peep any of the Grammys coverage? Or the Grammys coverage, because we're talking music. The Oscars is what I meant. That's what happened recently.
I've kind of come to this point with award shows that I don't want to watch your company picnic.
Yeah. No, award shows are, but I didn't watch any of the actual show. Nobody does anymore.
It's just
we can boil it down to clips as it was meant to be consumed by the general public.
But it's like when I go to when I went to the business convention for the company I used to work for, and the business convention, I go to it's an entire industry getting together and rubbing each other's balls for like 3 or 4 hours. This one's just on TV.
Yes.
And it's
but at least they're pretty and entertaining.
Well, that last part of that statement's starting to become relative. What you define entertaining.
Well,
but I guess, I will say,
not as entertaining as an average TV show, but more entertaining than your average trade show.
My main takeaway from the Oscars, I will say, is that
having not watched it,
I saw, because I see the news every morning.
So you have seen parts of it. That's all I was wondering.
I've seen clips of it.
You're aware of what happened.
The best film won this year. Like art won as far as what the
truly best crafted film
won this year. Took home all the awards.
Because there's no slant that you could put on it of like, oh, it's because, like, if Oppenheimer was gay,
right? Yeah.
Then it would be like, oh, that's why it won.
It's Christopher Nolan being Christopher Nolan. That's what it is. It's like, how can you argue with, another white male when no, dude. I've seen enough clips in this movie, like, dude, that is a well-made. I've heard enough word of mouth on it. Is a well-made, well-written, good movie.
It is. It's got
that you have to
incredible performances.
4 hours to watch.
3 hours.
But I guess I was fatigued from all of the Barbie backlash. Like, your source material is a toy. Like, I get it. It looked to me. It looked like the clips I saw from Barbie looked like special effects bukkake. That's why everybody wanted it to win. Like, and hopefully it won some special effects awards.
No, it only won best song.
But like, one, your source fucking material is a toy, and the other, like, your source material is like an actual historical event that happened and affected like society to this day. Yes, it should have been nominated for more awards than your movie that's about a fucking toy. But that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly, I mean, this whole Barbenheimer thing, I know I don't know, I guess it wasn't really like fierce competition. People were kind of on board with, like, giving them both their equal representation and due for whatever they are. But yeah, when it comes to the awards night, like, Barbie, please sit down.
Yeah, bitch, please. Like, that's how I know I still got a foot in the artist camp. Like, no, he made a work of art. You made a toy commercial.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
yeah, Barbie and Oppenheimer went to prom together, and that was all cool, and everyone thought they were a perfect couple. But then Oppenheimer had to go to college. Yeah, exactly. It's like, Barbie, look, this is not working out.
Yeah. Like, you were cool senior year, but
yeah.
Were you cringing about Jimmy Kimmel teeing off on Robert Downey Jr.? I heard some people were.
I don't know. I didn't actually read what his jokes were.
It was Jimmy Kimmel being Jimmy Kimmel. And just
could you find it?
Just rapid firing on Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
So I'm pulling up there we go, the list of winners here. I bet you there's a clip of it out there.
And I've just come to accept there's always going to be a group of people on the internet who are pissed off about something. Because I think also, if you're Robert Downey Jr., the things that are being referred to are 2.5 decades old at this point. You got to have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
And so should other people.
Yeah. I guess he also made a crack about Emma Stone having something referencing how much sex she had in her movie, which I guess, I don't know. Who knows what's going on in people's heads? They got a cutaway to them and they don't look pleased.
Interesting fact about his name, it's pronounced Killian when he does drama. When he does comedy, it's Cillian. And congratulations to Cillian's co-star, Robert Downey Jr., who is, this is the highest point of Robert Downey Jr.'s long and illustrious career. Well, one of the highest points. But Robert has been
He just pointed at his nose.
Was that 2 on the nose, or was that a drug motion you made?
Jimmy Kimmel roasts Robert Downey Jr. during his open.
Roasts?
That's a roast?
Yeah. That's where we're at now. That's
Oh yeah, yeah. He looked charred,
and then
he was burnt to a crisp by that one.
And then we're supposed to believe Robert Downey Jr. is pissed because after that he just looks at Jimmy and goes, "Move it along."
Oh,
but he doesn't look pissed. He's got a smile on his face.
The fact that he's yes-anding him—that's what he's doing. He's like, yeah.
He knows he was a drug addict. He's him. Yes, he's aware of the shit he's been through.
Like him saying "move it along" is not him earnestly saying, "Okay, can we just skate past?" Like that, he's playing into the joke of it.
Yeah. Like again, it's all so gotta be offended for other people.
If that's the worst controversy of the night, then it was went off without a hitch, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
No, I heard, I looked at the list of the winners, and I thought it was all appropriate this year.
I like that a movie people have heard of won everything. I like that we got back into that.
Yeah. And I did, so, like, out of all the best picture, I saw like half of these.
I say the last 5 years, the best picture is one of it. What the fuck is that? Like, last year, though, wasn't it Everything, Everywhere, All at Once? Didn't that one win?
Yeah.
But before that, it was like all these movies, like, what are these movies? Like, what was it? The year Moonlight won? I didn't know Moonlight was a movie till it was, like, being nominated or whatever, till it was winning.
Yeah, this honestly seemed like a list of movies that people were talking about all year.
Yeah.
Right? Even the ones that I didn't see, I still haven't got a chance to see American Fiction or Anatomy of a Fall. Those are the two tops on my list that I just haven't gotten to.
Out of all of these movies other than Oppenheimer, American Fiction's the one that I've seen, like, I would watch that movie.
Yeah.
Or I would at least like to see that movie.
I hear it's a weird one. Do you know what it's about? Did you like see a preview or something for it?
Isn't it just a wacky murder mystery or some shit?
American Fiction? No. Maybe we're thinking of different movies.
No, not
American Fiction is about it's about a black author who is kind of successful, but I think only like black people are buying his books, and then he makes like a farcical like stereotypical black experience type of book that's a complete lie, and leans into every stereotype that people think about, like white people may think about black people, like maybe I don't know, I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass because I haven't seen the movie, but like maybe that he grew up in a single family house and in the ghetto.
I'll do grape soda, eats ribs, all that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's really leaning into stereotypes, and the book that ends up being a huge hit. So it's like this phenomenon that we talk about a lot in music. Like REM's biggest song for them was like Shiny Happy People, right? A song that was just dashed off. Was not like there's a considerable amount of thought that's put into REM lyrics generally, except for occasionally you'll get these like just nothing pop songs that are great.
Yeah, I think that song was
and the song before that was the song that was their hit before Shiny Happy People, well, before Out of Time came out, but it was Stand.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest song off the Green album, a song that almost didn't make it onto the Green album.
Stand was like, didn't he write in like 5 minutes? Isn't that one of those?
Yeah.
I know Shiny Happy People, that was just something that they jammed on. And
I think both were just like,
and I think the
band sounds really good. I should make up some lyrics to go along with this so it's a full song.
I want to say Shiny Happy People. Don't quote me on this, but I think the label heard them jamming it and was like, you got to do something with that.
Yeah.
Like the producer or somebody was like.
And they're right. I mean, they're both great fun songs.
Yeah.
They're great pop songs. So anyway, we were talking movies though. Who else won? Christopher Nolan won Best Director. Cillian Murphy. Yeah, so like Oppenheimer really swept. Best Actress went to Emma Stone. I did see Poor Things. Her performance in that movie is something else. I mean, I don't know of another actor that could have pulled it off. It's such a weird role. And it's so dynamic, too, because she's playing, essentially, it's kind of a weird twist on a Frankenstein story.
That's what I've heard.
The elevator pitch would be, because it's not anything directly related. It's got its own fantasy world that it exists in, complete with completely different lot. There's no reality applied to what happens in this. But it's kind of like if Frankenstein made his own Frankenstein, right?
I'm aware of the plot. I've heard the nudity and sex is compared to like you're eating a big rich dessert. Like by the time you're getting near the end, you're like, oh, I can't do this.
It's not
Adam Carolla was like, if I'm tapping out of nudity, he's like, it's He said the last hour of the movie, he's like, you're getting tired of Emma Stone's tits by the end of the movie.
Right. I wouldn't say, like, I don't think I didn't experience it in the same way, because I think what it intentionally does, and I think successfully so, is uses the nudity to desensitize the viewer so they stop thinking about the fact that they're seeing Emma Stone naked, right? There's so much nudity and sex in it, and it actually really is important to the story that they're telling, because the story is really, it's a philosophical, like an essay almost, or whatever you want to call it, about how a woman grows up in the world, right? You're taking this person who has a brain of like a not even a toddler, like a brain of a baby, right? In a full-grown woman, and watching that person grow up is essentially what you're doing, in a way that, allows you to separate it from how, just kids grow up, and look at it more from the standpoint of, why do we do these things, right? She does stuff that people will often tell her, other characters in the movie, is like, we just don't do that in polite society, right? Because they walked up to two strangers and they're like, hi, my name's Bella, and this is my friend so-and-so, and we just got done having sex in the room upstairs, and we're going to probably do it again after we're done, because it was really fun. And, they're like, no, you can't just tell people. And so that opens up a discussion for, like, why don't we talk about these things? And it's not to say that, like, it's wrong that we don't talk about it. It's just examining the barriers that polite society.
Well, no, I've been around the child mind lately, and it's one thing I've realized with the little kid. There's a lot of stating the obvious going on, and a lot of just narration.
Yeah.
Of what is happening, right? What they are doing at the moment.
Yes, and that's exactly what her character is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Yes.
And a lot of why.
Yes, you are doing that. Good job.
Yeah, and so, by the end of the movie, she's fully evolved. She's an intelligent, autonomous woman who knows what she wants out of life. But she's also, the things that she's doing with her voice and her body to depict that, awkwardness. And like I said, I'm sure that somebody else could have maybe done it. It just would have been a completely different, would have made it a completely different movie.
Coming up next, the dude version.
Yeah.
They put a baby in a full-grown man.
Well, the dude version is Ken from the Barbie movie, really. Which actually, like, they're kind of like the same movie, the Barbie movie and Poor Things.
It's the second Barbie joke that was made today that am I gonna have to see this movie?
It's good.
My girlfriend made a joke that apparently is from the movie. I said, would I have forgotten that? Because she was getting, she's on a business trip and she's getting a massage. Her masseuse's name was Ken.
Yeah.
And she was talking about, what she's going to eat today. I was like, ask Ken. He's a local. She's like, well, he'll probably just tell me he likes steak and the patriarchy. And I guess that's from the movie.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Ryan Gosling is the best part of that movie. I know I sound like a sexist creep saying that, but everybody's really good in it, and somebody's got to be the best in a really good cast, and Ryan Gosling does. He is the funniest.
I notice he seems to do that.
He's got real comedy chops.
He's got an Oscar, right? He got one for La La Land?
Yeah, I believe so.
And he's a Disney kid too, isn't he?
Yes.
He's in with Brittany and Justin. And Xtina, or whatever the hell you're supposed to call her now.
Oh, is that a fact?
I think it was for a minute. Like,
yeah, but it's kind of difficult to do like a name and like a brand change like that.
I'm
when
probably
people
doing something from
aren't
20 years
actively using your name.
Well, I know. I'm probably doing something from 20 years ago. She did The Voice since then and was Christina Aguilera on The Voice. So I think maybe during the Marmalade era, she tried to go to Xtina.
Miyazaki got his first Oscar winner with The Boy and the Heron.
A Boy and a Bird.
Which is I don't know how long it's been since they gave an award to an actual traditionally animated, like really drawn animated film, not computer animated.
20 years?
Probably at least that.
25? Do I hear 30?
Best production design goes to Poor Things.
It beat Barbie?
Yeah. Oh, dude, the movie is really beautiful. Poor Things. Barbie is too.
Like I said, from what I've seen of Barbie from the clips, it'd be like, hey, special effects wise, hell yeah, they did a great job.
No, Poor Things, yeah, it's, I don't know, it just looks like it's like a children's storybook or something, the way that, like...
But I've also heard it was a crime Oppenheimer did not get a sound Oscar. I heard, like, the audio files, like, if you saw it in IMAX, were like, dude, like some, like, best sound in a movie ever.
Like, biggest sound, maybe. I don't, like... Christopher Nolan movies in general have very muddy sound mixes. And I always go for the subtitles, but it's a necessity when I'm watching a Christopher Nolan film. I've actually, I've been meaning to watch Oppenheimer again at home just so I can subtitle it, because I think there was stuff that I missed from seeing the movie in the theater. Like there was, I don't know, there's one scene where like something happens. Oppenheimer's wife is like shaking the hands of like some senator or something like that. One of the guys that was going after Oppie, and I went there with my buddy and I leaned over and I was like, oh, she knows that this guy knows this, and like those two are probably sleeping with each other. And he's like, what, dude? Like literally none of that is happening. Like they're not? Oh, okay. Like there was a whole C plot in that movie that was happening in my head only.
Sorry, guess we're not watching the same movie.
Yeah, no. Poor Things also got Best Costume Design and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Also well deserved. And Best Original Song. That was
it's Barbie's only Oscar.
Barbie's only Oscar was for the song What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish.
Something Billie Eilish breathed heavily through.
Which is a great, like, it's a fine song. It's pretty. I'm sure you've heard it.
It's one where she sings falsetto the whole time.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think it's used in really great effect in the movie. It's one of the, it's used in the movie at that point. I think it's really super effective.
I mean, they're really riding this breathy female vocal thing, huh? Like,
well, it didn't have a lot of competition either, though. It was up against I'm Just Ken from the same movie, which I think is actually a better song, but I'm biased. It Never Went Away from American Symphony.
Okay.
What?
Sure.
Wait, what was American Symphony?
Yeah, exactly.
The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot.
What is it, the Bob Seger song?
No, it's not actually. It's its own song called The Fire Inside. It's about Flaming Hot Cheetos.
What?
I think you should find it. And
like, did
of
someone
course,
remake the Bob Seger song?
Who could forget Wazahazi, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon? That earworm is still stuck in my head today.
Oh, here you go. Here is it's by Becky G.
go. You're not going this slow. Oh, no.
Some great rhyming.
This was nominated for an Academy Award.
I guess there just weren't a lot of original songs this year.
Is there a hook?
Doesn't this... It sounds like a piece of shit song.
I'll take this one.
What,
And this ain't even his best shit.
And even the production on that song sounded like it was 10 years too late.
Yeah.
Jeez, I knew I had heard this song before, but I would like...
They should have got Ed Sheeran to do this one. Put that in the movie.
I think I was thinking of... Oh, what song was I thinking about?
Like a Rock!
No, yeah. I was thinking of...
Oh, no, you're thinking of The Fire Down Below.
The Fire Down Below. That's what I was thinking of.
Which, okay, can we just... That song's about venereal disease, right? When you listen to the lyrics, like, this song's about VD.
I never thought... yeah, I'm sure, yes.
Listen, this song is about getting the clap. It has to be.
This is a better song, definitely.
Because it's about a chick. Well, so Rosie's got the clap, right? She's giving it to everybody. Here comes old Rosie. She's looking mighty fine. Mm-hmm. Here comes hot Nancy. Okay, Nancy's got it too. Here go the street lights. Bring it on the night. Street lights, so they're hookers. Here come the man. Faces hidden from the light. All through the shadows. Oh, they come and they go. And we go right here. Ties it all together. So it's hookers talk about the men coming out of the shadows, and then they all got one thing in common. Yeah, they got VD.
I don't know. I think here's
rich guy's got the VD. Poor guy's got VD. This song's everyone's got the. See, he said everyone said we all got one thing in common. We all like to fuck, and we all got VD.
No, dude, the fire is the passion.
I
like
understand.
Everybody has that primal need. That's
I understand
what he's talking about.
Metaphors.
It cuts across.
But it's a bit. But it starts talking about hookers. That's what does it for me.
I get the imagery that he is laying out does sound like hookers, but the hookers don't have the fire down below
they give it to you
unless it is about what you're saying is. So that I think you're right. Because if you went with my premise, so hear me out.
Well, no, this whole song is my premise going nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It means two things. I get it.
No. But if we're going strictly with my premise that the fire is a passion and the drive, like the sex drive, right?
Or hey, ladies got to do what they got to do.
And these are ladies of the night. They have business sense, right? They're not out there like, I've got to sell my pussy because it's just aching for dick. And I might as well get some money off of it if I'm going to be throwing dick into it constantly.
Well, the enterprising ones are. Hey, if I'm going to be doing all this fucking, might as well get paid for it.
They don't have the passion, but they do have the other fire that you're describing. So yeah, I think you're right. Now that I actually think it out of my brain.
Bob Seger was singing about VD.
Where I like to think things out.
By the way, a way better song than that piece of shit that was nominated for an Oscar. They could have put that in the Flamin' Hot Cheetos movie, and it would have fit. Because then you got the fire down below. You get the dust on your hands, right? Don't touch your dick unless you wash your hands after you eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos. You get a surprise. Then you get the fire down below. See, we brought it back all together.
Yeah, they could just like weird out the lyrics. Have it be about.
I had a friend who ate ghost pepper wings and forgot to wash his hands before he went to the bathroom.
Yeah, it could be about that. Or like, you
that actually happened.
He
was not pleased.
You got, like what if you're eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos when you're making out with the girl, and then you go to slip her a digit.
Oh, there's an episode of The League. There's a B storyline about that.
About getting hot sauce on your fingers?
He was eating some spicy hot chicken wings, and then he went home, and his wife jumped him. And then the next day, she's like, "Oh, my pussy's burning. What's going on with you?"
I think it would probably be immediate.
Yeah.
I would.
And he was like, and it was a thing between them, and then he realized, oh, wait a minute. And then she called him filthy for not washing his hands.
Oh, she thought he brought home some disease.
Yeah,
probably.
she thought there's a thing between them, and then he realized, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, later on, he was eating the same chicken wings, and he put his hands in his eyes, and his eyes were burning, and he went, oh, wait. And he went home and told his wife, and then she called him a filthy animal. Well, you can't wash your hands before you, and then she basically was like, hey, you can't wash your hands before you drop a digit on me.
Gentlemen, wash your hands. Yeah, absolutely. Do you see they're still cleaning up that mess of that the vape distributor explosion?
I drove by it last night, but it just looked like a bunch of shit in the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they got like some of the major stuff out there, but yeah, for a while it was still deemed too toxic and dangerous. And they had it all roped off, although people were going in there and scavenging for.
Because it's my old neighborhood, of course they were.
Yeah, there's like old, whippet canisters all over the place, and
I know where I grew up.
Butane canisters and all that shit. Which the whippets, they just outlawed those finally. You can't sell those in the gas stations and party shops anymore.
It was nice to know I'm a little self-aware, because seeing write-ups about it nationally, calling it a working-class neighborhood, I'm like, okay, that's what I've always called it was. I'm not dumb. I'm not trying to, bring it down to somewhere it isn't, or think I grew up somewhere I didn't. Although it did call part of it low income. But then it brought heads. I like how it's a diverse neighborhood, home to a large immigrant population. I was like, yeah, is that your way of saying there's a lot of Indian and Arabic people?
Yeah.
No, and it made me think. I was like, oh, there's an awful lot of townhouses around where I live.
I was listening to Election Profit Makers podcast.
Used to live, I should say.
And they were, I think somebody had written in, but they're talking about Dearborn and Hamtramck. They couldn't figure out how to pronounce it. Hamtramck.
Hamtramck dipshit.
Like, doesn't it have an I in there or something? Or maybe
nope.
So it's just
Polacks don't need vowels.
So it is spelled weird. We're just used to it. Yeah, Hamtramck,
I'm a tiny bit Polish, I could say that.
The city inside of a city.
P word. Yeah, if Detroit had a borough, Hamtramck would be it.
Yes.
New York's got the 5 boroughs. We got the borough. We got the tram. The ham.
Yeah, we got
whatever you're going to call it.
We got one borough where 5 different nationalities all went to.
I don't know if you've been there lately. One.
Yeah.
It's called a prayer every day, buddy. Over the emergency sirens.
I don't know. It's still pretty diverse. I saw the numbers
when I was
recently
a kid, it was
on Hamtramck.
It was all this Polacks. It was still a bunch of.
Oh, sure.
It was still a bunch of. It was like the last place. There was a large collection of whitey.
Mm-hmm. They're still in there. You can still hear church bells ringing alongside the call to prayer in Hamtramck.
Yes.
Hamtramck. So anyway, we should wrap it up for today.
Oh, yeah. Hit us up on social media at the Weedsman420. Go to ChristopherMedia.net. Just right to the source. They're going to mainline it. It's got a PayPal button there, too, if you want to help us out. And if you can rate and review the podcast wherever you listen to it, that helps us out. Or just tell the person next to you. You know, feel 2024, we're losing sight of, talk to the person next to you. Use your words.
Yeah, if you're on a bus right now, just turn to the person next to you and say, I'm listening to the Weedsman.
Leave that go. give a fuck. Stop talking to me. So I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah. First they'll say, what?
You're right. Okay. Anyway, so if you do that for us, we appreciate it. Please, thank you. Thank you for listening, and stay high.
Stay high.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
If you've struggled for years to lose weight and have given up hope, did you know you can now access GLP-1 prescription medications at TryLifeMD.com? We're now offering eligible patients online access to GLP-1s, the breakthrough prescription medication that can help you lose body fat and weight. Listen to what people are saying.
It's fun to put on jeans that you couldn't get into 6 months ago.
Every morning, I look forward to getting on the scale. For anybody who's struggling with their weight, it's a godsend.
And here's the best part. Your insurance may cover 100% of the cost of your medication. So go to TryLifeMD.com to have your eligibility checked right now. Get started today at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
Who doesn't love a bonus? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal.
With Third Federal's new 6-month bonus CD, you get an incredible 6% APY bonus rate for the first month, and then a super high rate of 4.5% APY for the remaining 5 months. Think about it, a 6% APY bonus rate for the first month of your CD, and it's FDIC insured. Plus, you get Third Federal's great customer service. So lock in your 6% APY bonus today. It won't be around for long.
Who doesn't love a bonus? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal.
With Third Federal's new 6-month bonus CD, you get an incredible 6% APY bonus rate for the first month, and then a super high rate of 4.5% APY for the remaining 5 months. Think about it, a 6% APY bonus rate for the first month of your CD, and it's FDIC insured. Plus, you get Third Federal's great customer service. So lock in your 6% APY bonus today. It won't be around for long.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.